This is Valley News Live at noon.
Snowy conditions are causing many problems in the region. Let's take a look at this rolled truck in the median of I-29 just before the Gardner exit. That's about 10 miles north of the metro. No word on any injuries in that crash. And here in downtown Fargo, officers found a no parking sign that was knocked over. At this time, they're unsure if a car or a piece of equipment used to clear the sidewalk knocked the sign over. And with a high number of crashes, authorities say it's important now more than ever to slow down and drive cautiously. So we're continuing our team coverage on road conditions and how it'll look outside this afternoon. First, we'll go to JC Dodd, who's live at 13th Avenue and 45th Street South, where a crash was recorded about an hour ago. JC?
That's right, Anna. I'm here in South Fargo, where just about an hour ago I got here and saw two black pickup trucks right in the middle of the intersection. One appeared to be going east on 13th Avenue and north on 45th Street. It looks like they collided, but the traffic was not too backed up. Fargo Fire and Fargo Police were here shortly after that, around 11:40. You can see in the distance that one truck got towed, is in that parking lot across the way, and the other truck drove off. Now, as I've been here watching the conditions, the roads look okay, but some are still icy. Right here, if you look, I've seen cars sliding through right here if they're coming in too close because it's still icy right there. So make sure when you're out driving today and you're going through an intersection, slow down and make sure you're giving yourself some space between you and the car in front of you, because you never know what's ahead and what you might hit. We're going to continue this throughout the day. For now, in South Fargo, JC Dodd, Valley News Live.
Thanks so much, JC. Now let's go over to Lisa Green, who can tell us what the weather will look like this afternoon. Lisa?
Well, good afternoon. We've had some slight improvement here in the valley. We're looking at conditions that are going to be on the windy side, though, and still there are some areas of snow coming down as we're making our way into the afternoon hours. And this is our live view down at the Dakota Magic Casino in Hankinson. You could see those flags really going in the wind, and in the distance some snow lofted and blowing snow along I-29 there as well. So not quite done with this just yet, though it has improved. And you can see on our radar and satellite map, we don't have a whole lot of blue going on here, but there is still some snow out there, especially close to the radar site, getting detected a little bit better there. Some light snow stretching from around Crookston back through the Hillsborough area and into western parts of Cass County back over toward the Buffalo area. We'll see that, and the Tower City areas that's moving from northeast to southwest. And our temperatures below freezing, except for one spot. We're at freezing in Roseau. I think most of us will spend the day in that sub-freezing range, so the snow will stick around, especially in those grassy surfaces. And we're also talking about ice sticking around too on some of those roadways as well. The wind will continue to blow snow across roads too, so crews may get one section cleaned up and then more snow deposits in some instances. We're looking at a gust still to 40 miles per hour at the noon hour in Grand Forks, 44 over in Oaks, and a gust to 47 in Sisseton. So it's still strong. 39 in Fargo, our current gust out of the north. So we do have some end in sight to these winds as we work our way through the afternoon hours. These are our wind gusts out of the northwest. We're going to see those starting to come down into tonight, and eventually we don't have any gusts by the time we get into the midnight hours. So still breezy, but not as intense like we were seeing where we had those 50+ mile per hour wind gusts earlier this morning. So today, still looking at blowing snow and some slick roads. Tomorrow, another first alert weather day. We've got more snow on the way with the Clipper coming our way. I'll have more details on that coming up in just a bit.
Thanks so much, Lisa. Now, continuing our coverage, we're going to look at the road conditions currently in Minnesota and North Dakota. We're going to start with Minnesota. As you can see, in the east side of the state, still fairly good road conditions, but as we move over to the west side, there's a little bit of ice and snow on the road. Right now, not too concerning, but make sure that you take caution, take your time, make sure you plan ahead. As we look at North Dakota, we do have a little bit more serious conditions. North Dakota is showing impacted snow and scattered ice on the road, so you'll just want to make sure that as you're traveling through North Dakota, you plan your route, continue to watch this, but also make sure that you can follow weather conditions on the Valley News Live weather app and check back on the Valley News Live app for other situations, conditions, road closures, or accidents that might be impeding your travel. A Frazee woman is fighting for her life after being hit by a semi on Highway 34 in Becker County. State troopers say 42-year-old Heather Pihaja was walking near Height of the Land Township around 8 last night when she was hit. The semi kept going. Troopers say it appeared to be a white Volvo semi pulling a trailer and would have passenger damage on the side. A state court advisory committee meets today to discuss whether to allow more video coverage of criminal proceedings in Minnesota. A panel was directed to study the issue after coverage of the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin in the death of George Floyd got widespread viewership nationally. The panel, which is in the early stages of its work, is due to report by next July. Under Minnesota court rules, audio and video coverage of a criminal trial is usually barred. The judge presiding over the Chauvin case made an exception due to the pandemic. And a recent study of nearly 2 million people vaccinated against COVID-19 found that there are fewer severe breakthrough infections with Moderna and Pfizer's vaccine than the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. A healthcare data startup found that 42 states had a 9% amount of breakthrough infections for people that suffered with the COVID vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer. However, that number went to 15% with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Coming up at noon, your bedtime could determine your heart health. That's according to a new study. But next, we'll have your full forecast to plan your day with meteorologist Lisa Green.